Hello students, welcome to another video of SS. Today we are going to start our chapter number 2, Latitudes and Longitudes. Students, you might be thinking that what is this latitude and longitude? We are going to discuss about that only in this chapter. Before that, we will just go through the big idea given here in our book. So students, you can see here big idea is given to us. Big idea means it is telling us that what we are going to study in this chapter. Relative and absolute locations, latitudes and longitudes, the grid. I know students that all the words are new for you all. But we are going to study about these things only in this chapter. So let's get started. As we start our chapter students, here you can see one story is given to us. It is just a small conversation type is given to us. That Ankit is very happy. His uncle who lives in Canada is coming to visit him in India. So Ankit, his uncle is living in the Canada and he is going to come to India. So Ankit was asking him that when are you coming to Delhi, uncle? It will be so much fun to have you with us. So uncle replied him, it will be soon, dear. First I will have to go to Frankfurt and then to Istanbul for some work. So then after that boy Ankit, he was just in his sleep, he was thinking that he had a beautiful dream. In his dream he just visit too many different adventurous places. I am going on a adventure trip to a beautiful places just like my uncle. I have this map to guide me. So with the help of the map can guide him to visit to the different places. Now here Ankit was checking on the map that let me check the globe and find the location of these places, means where that places are located on the earth. So with the help of map, globe, the different places we can find. Okay students, now how would you describe the location of your residence to your friends? So students, you just think, if somebody asked you that where you are living, what is your address, location? So in the different ways we give the answer that I am living in the Akshardham society, it is behind the Sajanand school on Mehsana road, or I am living in the Jawahar society, it is near to the Kansa Chokdi, like that. So students, in this chapter, what we are going to study? So we shall learn what we are going to study, that is the location. Location, it is of two types, relative location and absolute location. Then to determine the location of a place on the earth, how we can determine the place that where it is located on the earth? For that, the two most helpful thing, that is the latitude and longitude. So students, here we are going to start our chapter, the explanation of the chapter we are going to start. Students, there are the two types of location. Location, it is of the two types. A location is a place. First of all, what is a location that I want to tell you students? A location is a place where something happens or exists. So students, what is location? So a location is a place where something happens or exists. I hope students had understood what is a location. A location is a place where something happens or exists. A location in a जगह, वो क्या है, एक प्लेस, एक जगह है जहाँ पे कुछ हुआ हो और वो कहाँ पे है वो हमें बताता है. Student, I think that location is a very common word for you all nowadays because you all are using the Android phone, and in the Android phone you can use the Google Map, GPS, and it shows us the location. Okay. Now students, there are the two types of locations, that is relative and absolute. So relative location and absolute location, these are the two types of location which we are going to study. First we will study about the relative location. So relative location, what is relative location? That we will study first students. When the position of a place is described in relation to other places, it is called relative location. Here is a question for us students. What is a relative question? Relative location. So when the position of a place is described in relation to other places, it is called a relative location. जब हमें कोई जगह की कोई भी जगह है उसके बारे में पता करना है तो उससे रिलेटेड, उसके आजू बाजू की जगहों से रिलेटेड कोई चीज़ के बारे में अगर पता चले तो हम उस जगह को फाइंड कर सकते हैं. ओके, व्हेन द पोजीशन ऑफ अ प्लेस is described in relation to other places, it is called relative location. For example, student, here one example also given to us. You may describe the location of your house to your friend by stating how it is related to other places nearby, like it is to the left of the big mall or just past the park. Suppose if anybody living in the Shukan bungalows and if he want to give his address to his friend, so he can tell that my society is just next to the Nine Mart and it is on the Mehsana Road, Mehsana Cross Road, in front of the Sri Sajanand School. Like that you can give the location. So that is the relative location. Student, one more important thing here is about the relative location is that we can use familiar landmarks. We can use the familiar landmarks and directions. Landmarks means the whichever the famous place of that area, that is the landmark. Student, here the meaning is given to us. Landmark, a prominent or well known feature of a landscape. Prominent or well known feature. Well known means very famous land of that or very famous place of that area. Okay. So students, we can use familiar landmarks and directions such as the right, left or straight ahead to give relative locations. I hope students you had understood that what is a relative location. Again I will repeat students here that relative location is when the position of a place is described in relation to other places, it is called a relative location. Okay, and we can describe our address by giving some of the nearby places name or the famous landmarks also we can tell them. So it is very much helpful to find the address of any people. So that is the relative location. Now students, we will study about the next type of location, that is the absolute location. So student, what is the absolute location that we will study? Now an absolute location tells us the exact position where a place is located on the surface of the earth. So students, absolute location, it tells us the exact position of a place. Absolute, perfect, एकदम perfect. Relative means उसके आजू बाजू का जो उसके साथ कुछ कनेक्ट करके हमें बताता, that is the relative. But absolute means perfect, exact position where a place is located on the surface of the earth. Now student, your home address describes the absolute position of your house on the earth. आपका जो एड्रेस होता है वो बताता है कि एग्जैक्टली अर्थ पे आपका घर कहाँ पे है. ओके, इन विच सिटी, इन विच एरिया, इन विच स्टेट, इट टेल्स अस अबाउट इट. You can also know about the absolute location of your place from a map. With the help of map also student, we can find the absolute location of a place. An absolute location is the description of a place independent of any other place. Means it is not dependent. It is independent of any other place. Absolute location is the description of a place independent of any other place. That is the absolute location. So students, many times you travel to the different places or to the new places if you are going. So nowadays what we use in our mobile, we use the GPS system, the map system, Google Map, and it is very much helpful for us to find the location of our destination. हमें जहाँ पहुँचना है, हमें जहाँ जाना है. So that place we can reach very nicely with the help of the map. So students, I hope you had understood about the two types of locations which we had discussed in this video. And first of all, the main important thing we had studied, that is a location. What is a location? Again I am repeating students. A location is a place where something happens or exists. And there are two types of location, relative and absolute. Relative location, when the position of a place is described in relation to the other places, it is called a relative location. and absolute location tells us the exact position where a place is located on the surface of the earth. I hope students you all had understood up to this much. We will continue our remaining topic in the next video. Till then, have a good day and good time.